Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you the Fat Burner Bootcamp intermittent fasting plan. Basically, we're going to go for periods of not eating anything. We're going to be getting a lot of water and keeping our hydration up, but during periods we're going to keep out certain foods. At the same time, intermittent fasting is we're going to be the food that we are going to be eating is going to flood the body with nutrients and minerals that we need to thrive. I'm going to explain why we're going to do it in a moment, but right now, guys, we're initiating a food ban. Okay, so let me explain the daily fast and the 24-hour fast. We're going to do a 16-hour daily fast. We're going to do this 6 times a week. I'm going to show you the plans in a moment. So basically we're going to fast for 16 hours and then we're going to eat the meals that I've planned for you in an 8-hour eating window. So let's say we go from 9:30, we start our fast. So our last meal was set, let's say, you know, our last meal was 9 o'clock and we start fasting at 9:30. And you're then going to continue your fast until 1:30 the day after. So we're going to complete that 16-hour fast just like that, guys. And then from 1:30 we're gonna break our fast. Which, by the way, guys, if you think break fast, that's what we're doing. We naturally fast anyway. This is normal. We're just going to help and use it and do it specifically like we should be doing to allow our body to really balance out our hormones. Back in the day when we were like hunter-gatherer, we would have fasted anyway and done these daily fasts anyway when food wasn't so freely available like it is today, when we can just pop down the supermarkets and eat whatever we like and get real fat real fast. So we're then from 1:30, I'm going to do an 8-hour eating window where we're going to eat the meals that I'll show you in a moment that I've planned out for you. And then at 9:30 that following night, you're going to commence your fast again and continue till 1:30 the day after to fast again for 16 hours and then repeat the cycle. We're going to do this for 6 days in a row. Then on the 7th day, which if you start this on a Monday would be a Sunday, you're going to complete a 24-hour fast, and this is going to be a period, guys, where we're literally not going to eat any food, but we're going to keep our hydration up. Okay, so for example, we'll stop eating at 6 p.m. on Saturday night, and then we're going to break a fast at 6 p.m. on Sunday night on the evening, so a full 24-hour fast, where a lot of physiological change is going to happen with our body, but I'll talk to that about that in a moment. But while you're doing this 24-hour fast and the 16-hour daily fast, you can keep your hydration up, guys, so getting plenty of fluids in. You're allowed herbal teas, green teas, fruit teas. These are all good. Greens drinks, green smoothies, they're okay. So this is all good, but we're gonna basically stay away from food while we're fasting. And when we are eating in that 8-hour time period, we're gonna be filling the body with a lot of nutrition. So, guys, you're probably asking, why do we want to fast? Well, firstly, insulin's the hormone that stores fat. Leptin's the hormone that will pull fat from your fat stores and use fat as an energy source. But both of these hormones, when we eat a lot of carbohydrate, sugary foods, go out of sync and they become desensitized. And when they become desensitized, they don't work anymore, okay? And that's where we have to start, we get type 2 diabetes, right? So we're going to improve insulin sensitivity and our leptin sensitivity. So we're going to basically stop storing fat and start burning fat, which is brilliant. That's good news for us. As I say, naturally, we would have done this anyway. Back in the day when food wasn't so freely accessible, going down to a supermarket or open up your fridge, you would have had to got up, forage for berries as you went out for your day, but then eventually you would have, you go and hunt for your food. You would have had to go and gather your food and then eat in the evening. So naturally we would have fasted anyway. There was no such thing as breakfast and things like that. So, basically, guys, we're going to be pulling the fat from your fat storage by using leptin, balancing out your hormones. When we start fasting, around about that 16-hour period, your adrenal glands start kicking in. Your adrenaline starts kicking in with norepinephrine and epinephrine, which is, these two hormones, you're going to notice a different sort of mentality in your head, more mentally sharp, focused. That's norepinephrine. Epinephrine is going to start pulling out a lot of fat storage as well, using it to be converted as sugar so we can start using it as energy. Some phenomenal stuff's going to happen with the hormones that we're going to get from just fasting. One of those in particular is called growth hormone. Now, growth hormone is what they're going in Hollywood right now. They're spending like $3-4 grand on a shot of growth hormone when you guys can get it naturally by getting good sleep, by eating right, by fasting, by exercising. So we're going to increase our growth hormone, which is going to lower body fat. It's going to increase our lean muscle tissue, so that's going to increase our metabolic rate and burn off more body fat. It's also going to prevent brain fog and the energy slumps that carbohydrates and sugars and insulin desensitivity will cause. Now, I've grabbed this picture, this diagram, which I should explain it. Let me just shrink this down so you can see. I love this image right here. Okay, so basically, as you can see right here, eat in excess of carbs, your blood sugar is going to rise, it's going to spike. In your blood, this is toxic, this is dangerous. So what your body, your pancreas will then do is release a hormone called insulin. Insulin is going to convert this sugar from the carbs, from the sugary foods. Insulin is going to convert it into body fat. So it gets stored, which is no good, guys. So when we get excess insulin, it's going to get stored as body fat. But this insulin as well will start becoming desensitized, which if you stop producing insulin, you end up in shock, and well, that can kill you. It's serious. What happens when we get an excess of insulin, guys, and that storage of fat? We'll also have an excess of cortisol hormone, the stress hormone, which is then going to basically catabolize your muscle tissue. So we start breaking down muscle tissue to use as fuel, which is bad news, because what does that mean, guys? We've got a lower body fat percentage, sorry, a lower metabolic rate. So if our metabolism's slowing down, we're going to be storing more body fat, which ain't good news, guys. So we want to be controlling our insulin. Now, what you do when you fast, or what you're doing right now when you go to sleep at night, is your insulin improves, it becomes more sensitized. But when you wake up, the worst thing you can do is eat things like cereal, bread, toast, orange juice, anything that's going to spike that insulin level up, spike your blood sugar level up by eating lots of carbs and sugary foods is bad news, especially first thing in the morning, guys. So that in a nutshell will explain why traditional breakfasts are real bad. So with the plan that you can download below, guys, you'll just get a quick debrief, and then you can start your intermittent fasting, or what we call IF for short. Your meal plans. This is an example of a 24-hour fast that you start, say, on Saturday night. If you started on Monday, you start on Saturday night with your 24-hour fast, 6 p.m. ideally, and then continue to Sunday evening, 6 p.m. And then you're going to break the fast with celery sticks and hummus, okay? So you're just going to break the fast, break the fast at 6 p.m. And then you're going to have your meal thereafter, thereabouts, whenever you prepared it. I'll probably have it straight away after I've broken the celery sticks. If you want to, and there's still a bit of time, you could have a third meal in there of like a banana or some rice cakes and almond butter or something like that. Anything from the bootcamp cookbook you could eat in there, but you're going to then stop eating at 9:30 p.m. and then commence your daily fast to continue for another 7 days. So in all, we're going to do this for 2 weeks, with the daily fast and the 24-hour fast, and see how the results are just going to absolutely flood in, guys, by doing this. I've shown you the benefits. Now all you've got to do is take action and make it happen. At the bottom of every meal plan, I've also added the recipes, so it's nice and easy for you to follow. If you've got any questions, make sure you hit me up and let me know. I'm trying to think on the top of my head, anything else you need to know. I think that's it, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.